Hello, lovely ladies. Welcome back. If this is your first time here, this is Motherhood Gist with Joy. You're welcome. All right, today I'm talking about the cultural myths that affect the pregnant woman in Nigeria. And number one on my list is hiding the belly. Why is it that in this part of the world we are so particular about hiding our pregnancy? And this is a pregnancy that will eventually shoot out, and everybody will see it. You see, so most times you see us, we try to wear very big clothes, just to avoid people from seeing it or noticing that we're pregnant. And the only person we want to tell about this thing is our mother or our sister. Like somebody's going to kill the baby. Meanwhile, overseas, you see them, calling for family meeting, gathering everybody, telling the family, and then breaking the news that we're expecting a baby. They are so excited about it, and then they go as far as going for a scan and framing the first scan of their baby. I see them admiring the picture. It's just funny. But over here, we are so particular about not letting anybody find out, and eventually people will find out. You go out, you go to work, you go to church, around your neighborhood, everybody knows you're pregnant. So what are we hiding? Now, number 2 on my list, CS Wahala. The only reason why a CS is called for is because the pregnancy is at risk, and then there's a complication, and it could cost the baby's life or the mother's life. In this part of the world, it is horrible to say, oh, CS, and then you see some people going as far as praying and fasting. We will pray, we will fast. God forbid, it's for our enemy, it is not for us. I know of a case of a woman who stayed in the hospital for 2 days just because the husband and his family, his parents and family, only God knows the people involved, said they don't give birth through CS in the family, that it has to be normal. So this woman stayed in labor for 2 days. The baby had struggled and struggled and struggled, and eventually the baby died. And they packed their things and their bags home without a baby. Here we are running away from CS while some people are running towards CS, because some people do not have some women do not have that patience to go through pushing their baby, because the process and the pain to push a baby is not funny, and then sometimes you can have a tear. So some people some women just go straight for CS, and there we are rejecting CS like it's diabolical, it's evil, it's bad, it's a bad thing and all of that. And then I also remember when a friend of mine, a neighbor of mine, was asking me, so what's up now? How do you give birth? How's your baby? He said that she was asking for gist. I gisted her. I told her, okay, this is it. Oh, I gave birth to normal, the pushing and everything. So it got to her turn. She delivered. I went to see her and I was asking her questions. Then she now refused to tell me how she gave birth to. So I kept quiet. Only for me, for after some days, a friend of mine told me that was CS. And then I was like, can you imagine? Because she gave birth through CS. So is it that her baby didn't come out normal, or the baby is abnormal or something? We need to knock off that mindset. It's just like we think that, when our own situation gets to be CS, that means something bad. That means it's something bad or evil or diabolical. It means something, I don't know what we're thinking. Number 3 on my list is placenta. I remember every time, most times, when you go to a hospital to give birth in this part of the world, our mothers will say, collect your baby's placenta, and then you see them telling you to bury it, go and bury it, and don't allow anybody see you when you're burying it. And I'm wondering why we're burying it. And for me, I just feel that why not leave it in the hospital? What's there? What are we using it for? Is it that we use it for anything special? It's just to go and bury it. And then I heard that some women will take it home, cook it, and use it to do medicine. I'm wondering if they are doctors, if they are medical students, and they are practicing all those funny things. And another funny one I heard is that I heard that some ritually stay around the hospitals waiting for the cleaner or anybody that can get them the placenta to give it to them so they can go and use it for rituals. I don't know how true that is. And then I'm asking myself, so the people abroad, or the people in the US, UK, wherever they are, how did they do their placenta? So I asked a friend of mine that went to deliver in the UK, in the US rather, and then she told me that they asked her in the hospital after she had given birth if she wanted to take it or she wanted to, donate it for the research. So she said she wanted to donate for research, and what she kind of to go and do. So they gave her a document to sign, and she signed, and that was it. So I was now wondering, okay, what exactly do they do with this thing? Is it that they they just research on it, or what exactly? I need to know more. So I called a friend of mine that works in the UK, the health center in the UK. So she told me exactly what they use these things for. They actually take these things and this placenta and put it in their cord bank. You know, they are babies with blood related diseases. So that's what they use, you know, to save the lives of these children. And here we are over here burying our own and using it for funny things like ritual. So I'm wondering this our funny mindset in this place. As in, I'm wondering why all this funny thing. Number 4 on my list is eating pounded yam for breast milk. I remember when I gave birth, that was how they forced me to say eat pounded yam. Eat it very well so that you can bring breast milk, so you can feed the baby thick rich breast milk. And that was how I ate. But at a point, I couldn't continue because, first of all, I'm not a swallow person. I really don't like swallow. And then secondly, you are making me pack so much food, you know, in my stomach, and I'm practically going nowhere. I'm just in one place. I'm just in one place, moving from here to here, and then I'm not burning that, you know, fat. So you're just gathering it, and at the end of the day, you're struggling to get off that weight. So I just said, no. I just stopped because it doesn't make sense to me. How can breast milk produce? I mean, how can pounded yam produce breast milk? Whether you eat pounded yam or not, the baby will still see something to suck. All the baby needs is water and nutrients in that from that your body. Now, okay, those that do not have money to make pounded yam, those mothers that drink garri when there's no money, don't their baby still suck? Their baby still suck. Whether you like it or not, there's still breast milk will come out. The baby will still see something to suck. It is when you get dehydrated that you want to go and drink water or drink something liquid, and the baby will still see something to suck. So I don't think pounded yam has any power to produce milk. These are funny belief. I don't know where they got it from. Number 5 on my list. This one is so annoying. Seriously annoying. When I think of it, it just gets me really worked up, as in angry, because I had to go through it. That is sitting on hot water after pregnancy. Okay, now our mothers believe that when you sit on hot water, it will help the blood flow. You know, after giving birth, you know, there's this blood that comes out, you know, it's pouring out. So you have to use your pad or something. You use a very thick sanitary towel. So my parents, our mothers believe that you have to do something for it to flow. And I'm asking, do we do anything for our menstruation to flow? No. The menstruation has started. It will flow. It doesn't have a place to go. It has to come down. So it will flow. So the same thing with after delivery. The blood will flow because it doesn't have any place to go somewhere. It's just going to go down and eventually to dry up and to stop flowing. So the sitting on hot water has no business, has nothing, no power to bring out the blood from wherever it is to come down. So as far as I'm concerned, that is torture. And I really felt the pain was serious torture. No. I can't even think about it. God forbid my daughter cannot do such a thing. I will not going to introduce to my daughter. It's not possible. That was what they knew, and that was what they knew at that time, and that was what they did. So please, I'm not going there again. No way. And finally, the last one on my list, number 6, is cutting of baby's hair after 1 year. You know, after the 1 year birthday. I'm wondering, is there a rule, or what is it? Is it that it is spiritual thing, or is it the, you know, something evil, you know? And then you see your mother or your mother-in-law or any family member fighting you that you must cut the baby's hair. How can you leave your baby's hair that is, as in, has been there for, you know, when you give birth to the baby, it's no good, it is dangerous, it's bad, it's this, it's that, and they fight you, you know, about it. For me, if a baby's hair is going perfectly well, I don't see why I should not cut it. If my daughter's hair is growing perfectly well, I will not cut it. But if a baby's hair is not growing well and you don't feel good about it, you can cut it. Hopefully, better hair can grow. The same thing I do with my son and my daughter. Their hair weren't growing well at all. I didn't like it. So I just felt that, okay, let me cut it so that the hair will come out equal. And yes, I did. I cut the hair, and then the hair is equal. But it's not amazing. It's not fine. The hair is just there. I'm just wondering, I say, oh, see, all these ones, cut hair. If your baby's hair is growing very well, there's no need to do that. Or you don't need all of that. Just leave the hair, groom it, and you enjoy, you love it. So please, wherever this idea came from, let's just think about it. Doesn't still make sense. I mean, how? Cutting a baby's hair. I don't get it. How? The funny thing about this whole myth thing is that these are things that our parents, our great-grandmothers passed on to our grandmothers passed on to our mothers, and now our mothers are trying to pass it on to us. So now it's left for us to go ahead to transfer or pass it over to our daughters. God forbid. We are wiser now, we're smarter now, we know better. So we cannot keep indulging or being a part of such thing, because they are just beliefs from people that have passed on, and they are passing it on. So let's just try and look at it and think about it very well and see that all of these things we're talking about, how does it mean? Does it make so much sense, or is it smart or wise to go ahead with them? Now, if you have had to do any of these things I've said about, the sitting on hot water, the what they call it, the eating of pounded-yam, for breast milk, then the CS wahala, the placenta. If you have had to go through any of this and you would love to share your experience, please feel free and do so in the comments. Let us know who made you do it, why you did it, and if it was something you just felt you should go ahead to do. Like, you remember that sitting on hot water? I'm trying to understand, is it how they do it, in the UK or in the US? Do people sit on hot water? Think about it. Is that what they do to get their own blood to flow? Well, I just say you sit down and think about it too. And now, if you have any other myth that I didn't talk about, please feel free to share, that experience with us. We would love to hear, what it was and how it is, and just let us know so we can laugh about it and make a joke about it. All right, don't forget to share and tag a friend, so they can see this video. My name is Joy. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.